Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. Hope you're doing good. We are bringing back one of the episodes that we did in the past around a service that I'm offering to podcasters. And we've had some great responses, but it's got a little quiet in the last little bit. And I'm like, you know what? This is the perfect time to bring back an idea that I had years ago that I would love to put in front of you. If you're new here, you probably don't even know about this episode. So why not bring it back? Because I think this could really help you. One of the things that new podcasters struggle with is the quality of their show. Now, I know that quality is a relative term and it's kind of up to your opinion, but I can help you. I can help you in a way that other podcast gurus, they can't do. Because some of the podcast gurus, they actually make fun of people. And they'll make fun of your show and they'll make you feel stupid because you're doing things that they kind of say is like the worst possible thing you could do on a show. And then they mock you, they laugh at you, they make light of you, they make sport of you. And it doesn't help to have somebody be negative and punch down on podcasters. That's not a good look. So I want to do the opposite. I want to give positive podcast feedback. So PodcastFeedback.ca, right now, it just points out my How to Podcast website, but PodcastFeedback.ca is a way for you to get feedback on your show. What's going to happen? You submit your podcast in an episode to me, for me to listen to. I will review it. I'll come back with some thoughts about the intro, the outro, the content, the tone, the sound quality, and give you some suggestions on maybe some things that you might not have thought about that could make your show better. Now, am I telling you that this show is perfect and you should do it my way? No, that's not right. Because we all have our own approach and there may be things that you're doing that you really love to do. So everything I'm offering to you are just suggestions based on all of the 2,200 plus episodes I've done, all of the almost 4 years of podcasting meetups that we've been doing with our community, all of the people who have been on the show, all of the research, all of the time and effort put into creating content. I bring that to you for free. And the thing we're going to talk about in this episode, my original idea for this, and I still love this idea, is that to do this, instead of paying me, my wife would prefer that you pay me, but instead of paying me for this service of reviewing your show, I want you to go out into your community, pick a charity of your choice, whatever it is, whatever you want, the Humane Society or a food bank or whatever is meaningful to you. And I want you to donate to that charity. And then when you submit your podcast to me, then also tell me who you donated to. I don't need to know the amount. That's not important to me. The fact that you did it is the main thing. But who is the charity of your choice? And then I will call and shout them out on the episode as well and bring attention through the show to the charity and review your podcast at the same time. The charity benefits, you benefit from some feedback, and that's super important. So that's the context behind the episode. But here's a replay of a past episode where I introduced the idea of PodcastFeedback.ca and why I think it's important for us as podcasters to get feedback on our show. So here we go. Let's jump in. Glad you're here. Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. A little update for you. We are adding something to our website. Howtopodcast.ca is the website. Remember, .ca because I'm in Canada. Howtopodcast.ca has a new update. And what we're offering is, drum roll please, how about a podcast review? Now, I have listened to other podcast reviews that are out there, shows that do this. Great idea. The one thing that I'm not enjoying is a little bit of, how do I word this? Maybe not as encouraging to the participants that are having their podcast reviewed. And I see a gap, and I'd like to fill that gap with something a little bit more positive. A new website, hey, because I have a few minutes, PodcastFeedback.ca, PodcastFeedback.ca will also take you to the same location. You can contact me. And what I'll do is I will review your podcast. I listen to a ton of podcasts. I love listening to podcasts, and I always love finding new ones. So I would love to listen to yours. And even if you only have one episode, this will work. So here's the idea. Okay, here's the concept. Other people charge you for this, and you pay them, and they will review your show. How about something a little different? I have an idea. When my wife and I had our store for our small business, we did a thing at Christmas where we partnered with a radio station, and we offered a contest so that they would talk about our store on their morning show. And the contest was we were offering $500 of our own money. $250 would go to the winner of the contest, and the other $250 would be the winner's choice on a charity in the community that they wanted to donate half of the $500 to. So $250 for the winner, $250 for a charity, and then we got to shout out the charity on the radio. Great idea, right? It was really fun. It's expensive to put out $500, of our own money. But what I'm suggesting here for the How to Podcast series and PodcastFeedback.ca is, how about this? If you want your podcast episode reviewed by someone who is not going to tear you down, embarrass you, poke fun at you, remember, we're not like the American Idol version of podcasting. We are more like The Voice, where we're coaching and we're helping and we're building you up instead of tearing you down, like some other places do. I will review your podcast. I'll take a look at your website, social media, whatever helps you, and come back with feedback on your show. So this is what it's going to feel like and look like. And I'm really kind of excited about this. Like, I'm really looking forward to doing this. And I hope that you'll entrust me with this. But here's how it's going to work. So there's a special offer at the beginning. We're going to try and see how it goes. First of all, you provide me a link to an episode that you want to have reviewed. Whether that's episode 1, episode 200, whatever, you pick the episode. I'm not going to go just randomly choose one. You get to provide me with one that you want feedback on. Okay? So you pick the episode, you send me the link. Number 2, I will listen to it and I will review it. I'll make the episode, but I will not release it until you have heard the episode in its entirety and you have a chance to respond. So it's going to take a little longer to get your episode out into the world on our podcast, on the How to Podcast series. But I don't want you to hear the episode for the first time with everyone else. Again, I have nothing to hide. Nothing. I want you to hear the episode. I want you to hear the feedback. So that's the idea. So you're going to get a copy of it before it goes to anybody else. And if you're like, I just want to work on this myself, I don't want to put it out, fine, that's great. I will not release it, only with your permission. So that was number 2. So you give me the link, I create the episode, I send it to you, you give me the thumbs up whether or not you want it to be released, and if you're happy with the feedback, okay? So you're driving, you're not the passenger in this process. Number 3, the cost. Okay, Dave, how much is it going to cost me? I got something unique. Let's go back to my radio illustration I talked about with my business. For the introductory for this service that I'm going to try offering out to review your podcast. For those that are new to this, help me build this. I would love it. I want you to donate to a charity of your choice in your community, and you get to pick the amount. But I want you to financially donate to a charity that means something to you in your community. Okay? That's the cost. So no money comes to me. It all goes to a charity within your community. Please do that. And then what I want you to do is provide me a link to the charity that you donated to so that we can promote them on your episode. So if you donate to the animal shelter or maybe a soup kitchen, a shelter for homeless people, whatever it is, I want a link to that place that you donated to so that we can talk about them on the episode. And I'll make a little commercial for them to tell people about this amazing charity that you selected and you donated it to. Does that sound like a plan? So that's number 4. Number 5, we'll promote your podcast by having it reviewed on the How to Podcast series. So just by being a part of this process, you'll get new listeners, you'll get new followers, and we'll even give you the option that if you want to, we can get on and talk about your podcast together on the show. You could come on as a co-host. So that's always an option for anybody that wants to go down the path. So again, you're going to provide me a link to an episode that you select. I'm not picking it. You pick an episode, you send me the link, the episode number, whatever, and then make it easy for me to find it. Okay, so you're going to send me the link. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to give you a review of your podcast. If you have any other questions I can help with, I'll do that as well. I'll create an episode, but it will not go out to the world until you, as the driver here, get a chance to hear it. We can talk about it and see if there's anything that you're like, maybe I don't want this released. I'm fine. That's great. That's, again, you will see, and I know I have to earn your trust in this. You will see that I am not out to tear down any podcaster. I want to help you. And I'll give you some suggestions from my point of view as a listener. Again, number 3, the cost. And this is just for the introductory time, so get in while you can. That you donate to a charity of your choice in your community, and then you tell me who you've donated to. I don't need to know the amount. Tell me who you've donated to so we can promote them, that charity, on your episode and tell people about the great work that they do. And then you can promote your podcast by just getting it on the How to Podcast series. Very simple. And now, again, I know I have to earn your trust with this. PodcastFeedback.ca is the website. I just got the domain like 5 minutes ago. So, So everything's being built, everything's being ready, but I want to give you the inside scoop on what's coming. If you're interested, please reach out to me through my website, howtopodcast.ca, through PodcastFeedback.ca. Again, Canada. I'm here in Canada, so everything's a .ca to me. And I would love to review your podcast, give you some feedback, let you know how it is, and maybe we can work together in the future. How's that? Does that work? Make a donation to a charity. Let's help some people. And let's help you with your podcast in a nice, safe way, taking out the snarky comments, taking out some of the things I'm hearing. And let's build you up. Let's give you some confidence. Let's give you some support. Let's work together and make your podcast even better. It's a How to Podcast series. I love this. I love working with podcasters, and I would love to work with you. Thanks for being part of the podcast. Head over to the show notes. All the links are there. We'll talk soon. Let's get you reviewed. Cheers. So that was the episode. I really appreciate you being here. Now, the one thing I would say as well for you is I hear people reaching out to gurus who want you to put money behind your show and promote your show by buying advertisements. Great idea. But the podcast gurus that are encouraging you to spend money advertising your show, they don't talk about your content. They don't talk about whether your show could be better. You could be advertising a really bad show. Like, it's really not that great because no one's ever said to you, you know what? That part when you do the thing there, it's not good. And if you put money behind it, all you're going to do is tell people, come look at my show. That's not good. So instead of promoting something that you don't know if it's good or not, maybe get feedback on creating better content before, novel idea, before you start spending money to promote your show. All of our shows are a work in progress. We're all getting better every episode. But if we can help you jump the line a little bit and put a little more quality or a little more clarity into your show, then you can advertise. Then you have something worth promoting, but you don't know what you don't know. So that's why PodcastFeedback.ca is there. I'd love to connect with you. You and I can talk through it I will, even if you want me to, it's totally optional to you, I will bring your episode into this podcast and do the review for the audience, for them to hear you as well, and promote you. So I'll promote you on my podcast. If you wish, I will give a shout out to the community about your podcast and the charity of your choice, all of that. I'd love to help you with that at howtopodcast.ca and PodcastFeedback.ca. Thanks for being here. So I get asked quite often, usually at the end of a podcast, like right now, Dave, how can we help you? Like, how can we, as a listener, like, support the show? Can we come rake your leaves? Can we cut the grass? Shovel the snow? Watch your dog? Help you move? What can we do? Clean your dishes? Oh, that'd be interesting. Well, if you can't do that because, you're in Poland, maybe you can help us by supporting us with our Buy Me a Coffee. It's right there on our website. And, it just will help us to, A, stay fueled because, we drink a lot of coffee around here. And it helps the show. So if you want to help us, it's out of the goodness of your heart. I can tell you that listening to the podcast to this point, you've already helped us so much. But I do have people saying, Dave, I'd love to give back something small, even just to the show. Buy Me a Coffee link is on our website at howtopodcast.ca. And you can support the show that way. It would mean a lot to have you on our team supporting what we do here. If you find value in the show, then that's great. Share the show, tell somebody about it. And when somebody says, Dave, I want to start a podcast, who should I check out? Oh, you should go check out the How to Podcast series because of all the great co-hosts and all the things that happen here, the meetups, everything. And I would appreciate that. And then fill our cup once in a while if you can. But again, thank you so much for being here and supporting the How to Podcast series. Take care. Talk soon. You're still here. Amazing. Okay. Now the question from a podcaster who's soon to be launching their show. We were doing some consulting together and talking about their dreams and their plans for their show. They were just simply asking, Dave, I don't know if I could commit to a weekly episode. And I said to them, you don't have to do a weekly episode. And they said, well, that's what I was told. That's what I understood, that all podcasts need to be weekly. Well, I guess you could agree with that that's a good cadence to do a weekly show. TV shows back in the day were weekly. So that makes sense. But really, there's no rules here. You can do on this podcast doing a daily episode. Do I expect everybody to do a daily episode because Dave is? No, not at all. But you can pick whatever you want. You can do one podcast episode a year. Now, is that going to be something to build on? It's going to be very difficult over one a year episode. That's going to take you a long time to get a library of content at that speed. But you can do whatever works for you and as often as you want. And it's completely up to you. So don't feel pressure that because I want to start a podcast means I have to do it every week. That's not a thing. It's not. You can do whatever you want. So if you look at that and you're like, I don't know if I have enough time in my week, then maybe either A, do shorter episodes. So instead of doing an hour, do a 15-minute podcast. Maybe that's easier for you. Or split it up and do twice a month instead of every week. That way you have a week off in between. We all have lives. We all have things that we're doing. If your approach is you're going to create a podcast because it's fun for you, you really aren't really looking at creating a business out of it at this point, great, that's fine. But do what you can do. If you are doing a business around your podcast, a coaching thing, you're selling products and services, then committing to a more regular release schedule is probably good in your best benefit. So keep that in mind. So if you're not sure and you're like, I'd just like to talk it out, howtopodcast.ca, calendar links right there. you and I can chat about this anytime. See you over there. See you tomorrow. Take care.